I'm Randy Altman. We're here at NAB 2024. I've got Dave from Maxon. Dave, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's always nice to be back.
It is. Now, you guys have a lot going on, and you've been making regular updates to your releases, but this one in particular that you did is a big one.
Yeah, so we just released a major update to Maxon One. Almost all the applications got brand new versions, and it's been one of the most well-received releases we've had in years. It's been going really well. It's been out for about 3 days, and the stuff that's being created with it is already absolutely amazing.
Why don't you tick through all the different products that you guys have, because there are a few.
Yeah, so Maxon about 6-7 years ago was just about Cinema 4D. But we've really been bringing out Maxon One, which is our complete tool set for everything 3D motion graphics. And so we added RedShift to that originally. That was the photorealistic GPU renderer. Yep. Then we added Red Giant, which is all of the After Effects 3D toolkit. And then finally, just last year, we added Zbrush, which is the industry standard for digital sculpting. And so it all comes together with Maxon One. That includes training, support, and also what we call capsules, which is an amazing library of different assets, be it materials or smart assets that do cool stuff, or different models, trees, plants, plugs, anything you might need to fill out your models and your materials in your RedShift.
So with Maxon One, I mean, is it sort of all or nothing, or can people pick and choose what works for them?
You can still subscribe to any of the products separately, but you obviously get the best value when you get it all together, and they work really well together. So it is really a complete platform, and most people seem to be choosing Maxon One, but you can still go in and get just Cinema 4D if you want.
Well, it's nice that they have a choice. Yeah. Or they start with that and then move on. Do they do you find that to be the case?
Absolutely.
People are like, I don't want to do Maxon One, and then they
Someone will come in as a ZBrush user and then use it, and then they can realize that the ZBrush models can go directly into Cinema 4D, and RedShift works in both ZBrush and Cinema 4D, so they start realizing that it is actually built as one sort of platform. And so it's been working really well. And so at NAB, we brought out new releases for every one of the products. So the biggest news, I think, the thing that people most reacted to is the new particle system inside of Cinema 4D. And so the last 2 or 3 years, we've been bringing out different simulation technology inside of Cinema 4D. It's the Unified Simulation Framework. It's all GPU-based. So we've been bringing out Pyro, which is smoke and fire, and then we had soft bodies for cloth and rope, and then we added rigid body to it, where you can do hard body collisions. And now we just brought out particles, so you can tie it all together. They all work together, extremely fast and performant, all on the GPU, and it's gone over extremely well.
Now, how much of it is using AI? I'm not talking like robot AI, but so just AI to help with the repetitive tasks and stuff?
None of it.
None of it?
None of it. We obviously keep our eye on AI. It's obviously a buzzy word.
Yes.
But we actually really want to serve our artists, and our artists aren't really asking for it. We believe creativity comes from the artist, and that's what we enable is creativity. We obviously will look for machine learning, probably more than AI, but things that can help our artists do shortcuts or something that's really repetitive, like you said. We will invest in that stuff. And we've released it in the past, but we don't necessarily make a big deal on it. It's just about how does an artist create stuff faster is where we really focus, and how do we help the artist. So if there's tools that come out there, then we're going to take advantage of them. But just AI for AI's purpose isn't really our thing, and our artists don't really want it.
And you talked about training and education. Do you guys still, Cineversity?
We have Cineversity, so all of the new releases have already training on Cineversity. It's free for our subscribers. We're also having all of the show, obviously all of our artists here on the show floor, so I think we have 16 or 20 artists here teaching how they do their workflows. Those are all up in Cineversity, so we have a huge group of training. Capsules release this time is huge. We have all sorts of wood materials, a new partition capsule to make wood flooring and other things like that from Rocket Lasso. And really cool this time, we have an ivy growing capsule. So it's based on the actual biological paper of how ivy grows. And so you can take that capsule, put it onto your building in your scene, and actually grow ivy on the outside of it. And it's actually like biologically correct, and it's got all RedShift materials for the leaves and everything like that. So it's just a huge release. RedShift was all about photorealistic rendering in the past, but the highest feature request was non-photorealistic rendering, so cartoon effects. So we just brought out non-photorealistic rendering in RedShift, which has already got a huge following online with all sorts of artists bringing out new cartoon materials for RedShift. So it's just a really exciting time at the Maxon booth this year because everybody's really excited about this release.
And are you doing the thing where you're having your presentations recorded and then people could go to your site and watch?
It's actually all live. So everything you're seeing here at the show is actually live on the internet as well right now. Huge following, and then we will record it and they'll be able to watch it later as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you so much for stopping by.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It's great to see you.
Same here.
Yeah.